Does an irrevocable trust cause one to file an additional tax return? The answer is not by itself. You can have an irrevocable trust that does require a tax return. You can have an irrevocable trust that does not. The irrevocability of the trust is not the key. People mistake this all the time. All the time. They're all like, ooh, it's irrevocable. That must mean it's irrechangeable. And I didn't come up with irrechangeable. It was a buddy of mine from Pittsburgh law firm, actually, who came up with that. He said, Dave, look, this is what you tell folks, because it's true and because it gets the point across, which is irrevocable does not mean irrechangeable. Those are different things, okay? And when people lump them together, especially on the interwebs, which they do all the time, you see these charts and graphs and, and it's all like, oh, here are the benefits of an irrevocable trust. Here's the problems with an irrevocable trust. The problems always include things like separate tax returns, separate tax ID number, on and on and on. And the benefits always include tax benefits, right? Well, the thing is, if you're doing a tax planning trust, it will be irrevocable. That's true. It will be. Yes, it will be irrevocable. But it will also have a whole lot of other restrictions in order to comply with the IRS requirements for a tax planning trust. And those are the requirements, the IRS requirements, right, that take the assets out of the person's estate, that tax them to another entity, all those things, right? Well, in order to get those tax benefits, you have to give up control, okay? Do you have to give up all that control to get asset protection? No, you don't. You just don't. That's not the way it works. And there's some confusion over this too. But there have been some surveys done of all 50 states' laws, and, you really, some people are very strong one way. Oh, most people, and accountants even, they want to say, oh, you have to do this, you have to, and you don't. I mean, you just don't. It is the typical phenomenon of people who've got expertise, whatever you want to call it, a mile wide and an inch thin, an inch deep, and you just see it a lot. But no. Now it says some internet blogs. Yeah, no shit. Oh, excuse me. Some internet blogs state an additional tax filing is necessary. Well, as I said, it depends on what are the terms and conditions of the trust. Do some accountants play safe? And it's not playing it safe. It says, do some accountants play it safe and file an additional tax return? It's not playing it safe. It's not playing it safe. It's doing unnecessary things. Now, some people think that tattooing a third eye in the middle of your forehead is like a great idea because it will give you inner vision and, on and on and on. Or, or some of these tattoos give you superpowers and stuff like that. Well, you're not playing it safe by getting a third eye tattooed to the middle of your forehead. It's not like, oh, that's going to save me. It's like, I mean, if you believe that, I'm not in your way. Go right ahead. Maybe, and maybe having it there and looking at it in the mirror will give you more insight than you would have otherwise. Okay. But I wouldn't call it playing it safe to do something that, in my opinion, is that unnecessary. See, doing unnecessary things is not playing it safe. Now, it's not even like, okay, seat belts, airbags, and bubble wrap. We're going to fill the car with bubble wrap in case the airbags don't go off quick enough. Well, you could do it. Sure, you could do it. Is that playing it safe? Well, it kind of sort of is, But is painting your car a different color? I mean, is that playing it safe? I just don't think so. So anyway, do some accountants play it safe? No, some accountants play it ignorant and do things that are unnecessary. And you run into this a lot. I've seen, over the years, I've seen a couple of attorneys do this where they will, in order to bulk up, in order to make it look more impressive to the client, what they're doing is they'll get the separate, they'll do the separate tax ID number, and then, of course, they've got to do the tax returns for the client. They'll do it even for revocable living trust. So, no.